Hello super friends and welcome to DCTV Talk. This is the show where we talk all things Supergirl, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow and Black Lightning. But in today's video we're going to be doing something slightly different and slightly away from the Arrowverse, but it's still DCTV, so therefore I feel it's relevant. And it's that Warner Brothers have recently announced that we will be getting a new Superman prequel show titled Metropolis, and it's going to focus on the story before Superman inside of Metropolis, and I feel that this is a very cool concept and it's something I'd like to discuss with you guys. So the overall story of this show is that it's going to focus on the story of Superman before Superman actually arrived at Metropolis. So therefore, it's going to focus a lot on the Daily Planet, and it's also going to put a big focus on the characters of Lois Lane and Lex Luthor before they were affected by Superman or Clark Kent. And this is, very similar to another DC TV show that exists out there, but I'll get onto that in a minute. But it's still something that I think is definitely a cool concept, and something that's interesting to explore that's not full frontal superhero. So it seems like the main character of the show would be Lois Lane. Now this is a pretty decent idea, Lois Lane is one of the biggest Superman characters probably out there, and therefore it would be a reasonable and sensible decision to make her the lead character of this show. Of course, this is going to hint towards that this show is going to be focusing on the Daily Planet, like I said earlier, and life inside of there, so perhaps it's going to be a bit more of a journalistic show, which is something that I would certainly be interested in, and I think a lot of other people would be too. So who would play Lois Lane? Well, this is a very difficult character to cast because you have to have somebody who's going to be quite attractive, but then also quite a sassy edge because she is a reporter. And that's one tiny little nitpick I have with Melissa Benoist at times. I don't feel she has that hard-hittingness of being a reporter, and it's hard to buy her as that sometimes. But, she's not really a reporter that much on the show anyway. But I feel that you need to get someone who is like that, who can handle the show as well. The other character this show would primarily focus on would be Lex Luthor. Now, Lex Luthor has had a TV history before. Of course, he has been hinted at and name-dropped many times on Supergirl, and he has also been a major player on the character in Smallville. So that, again, he has got a TV history as well as having a film history as well. He does exist sort of within the CW and also within just the DCTV rights in general, and therefore it makes him a very prominent character in these shows. Now, Lex Luthor is a bit of an easier character to cast, although I still haven't got any personally myself. It has been obviously reasoned before that perhaps Michael Rosenbaum, who played him in Smallville, he has expressed interest to come back on Supergirl to play him. But if they're actually going to use Lex Luthor on Metropolis, then they might as well get him back for that, if he's up for it, because he was a pretty good choice. And again, for doing like a younger Lex Luthor. But this would be, in terms of the age progression, this would be about right. So I feel he'd be a good choice. But if you have any others, let me know in the comments. It'll be interesting to see if a character like James Olsen shows up, because obviously James Olsen is on Supergirl and he's been a main character on Supergirl since season 1. So does that mean they wouldn't be able to use him on there, or would that mean that the CW would have to get rid of James Olsen? I don't know. I feel if you're going to do a Daily Planet based show, James Olsen kind of has to be there. So I don't know. Maybe they can use them in both, maybe they can coexist, but I feel like one of them would have to go. And I'd say it'd be more likely to be the CW version, if I'm honest, because this is DC themselves. Now, one really interesting talking point is that this show sounds very similar to Gotham. They've even got the same name, basically. Gotham is the city of Batman, Metropolis is the city of Superman, and the concept is the same. Gotham is a show that shows the life of Gotham before Batman showed up, and this is going to be the life of Metropolis before Superman showed up. And what's interesting is that this show was actually pitched to Fox, but they actually turned it down. So it could have actually been in the same network as Gotham, and therefore they actually could have been in the same universe, which would have been awesome, but it didn't happen that way. It's also very strange because we have another big Superman prequel show coming out this year, which is of course Krypton, which is going on the Sci-Fi Channel, and that is a bit. That'll be even further. This is when this is the show focusing. Sorry, I'm sorry, my speech is awful today. Focusing on Jor-El, who is of course Superman's father. So that's going to be very interesting. That we're going to have basically 3 Superman shows running at a time with Krypton, Supergirl, and Metropolis. My only fear with this is how long it's going to be, because obviously, to be fair, I don't think it'll be any longer than maybe 10, 13, but that's all it needs to be, because this show, just because, like I say, it's going to be a very journalistic style show, it's going to make it very serialized, and therefore having it span 22, 23 episodes like the CW shows do, it's going to get old fast and have a lot of filler, because this is going to be a lot more slow paced than something like Supergirl, so therefore make sure you keep it tight and focused, please. Another quick thing to note as well is that this show, Metropolis, is going to be on DC's upcoming streaming service. So this is the second show that's been announced for that. The other one we know about is the Titan show, which I'm very excited about. I've got a cool little video on that coming up soon too. But I feel that this being on the streaming service is a good, it's a good move for them if they want to make this successful. You've got to get as many exclusive shows on there as you can. Although I think it would have been maybe cooler to actually have it on Fox alongside Gotham, because they are very similar shows. I feel that it's just a good move for them especially. So what do you guys think about Metropolis? I think it's going to be a pretty cool show. I mean, it's hard to get any opinions on it now because it's literally just been announced and we haven't seen anything about it. We don't know anything about it. All we know is that it's a prequel show set before Superman arrives in Metropolis, and therefore I feel it's going to be very difficult to judge an opinion as of right now. But I still like the concept. It works on Gotham. It'll work here. I'm sure it'll work. And having it on the streaming service is really going to help DC boost their viewer rates there. And I know I'll be taking a look at that streaming service when it releases. So thank you guys for watching this episode of DCTV Talk. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like. It'll help me out a lot. And share this video with anybody and everybody you know who loves DCTV and get them to join the community. And with all that said, guys, make sure you subscribe to this channel for all of your latest videos on Supergirl, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow, and Black Lightning. And with all that out of the way, guys, I hope to see you guys again in my next video.